You're listening to Productivity Monsters in the Morning. We are the energy volt your real estate business needs to get you up and out and excited and productive for the day. We go over trending topics and things that really matter in the market of the moment. Here are your hosts, Tiffany Hampton and Brooke Silva.
Good morning, Brooke.
Good morning, Tiffany. How are you?
Amazing. It's gratitude month.
It is gratitude month. I am so grateful that I have a husband who brings me iced coffee on the mornings from his overnights that he works.
I love that.
Or he'll just run out and get it after the kiddo goes off on the bus stop. I am spoiled. So I'm grateful for a husband who does that. It's not every day. I don't need it every day. But I love my iced coffee, even though we are in November 3rd.
Yeah. And here's the thing. If you did it every day, you wouldn't appreciate it as much as you do.
Truth. I am, for those who know me, I love my coffee. I'm grateful for coffee because I have a 6-year-old.
Yeah.
And teenagers and an older adult child who give me gray hair. So
I know. We were just talking about to go natural and show your life or keep it hidden.
So that's a great segue into our topic, which is grace and gratitude to thyself.
Right?
That's our topic today is grace. And I'll tell you real quick, I went gray. I let go of all my hair color. I stopped coloring during the pandemic. When we went to shutdown, I said, you know what? I've been gray since I was 23 years old. I am growing out. And it was the most freeing, silly thing I've ever done for myself. And now I rock the silver fox and I'm happy every day. I'm actually even happier when I go see my stylist and there's not a whole bunch of zeros at the end of my bill.
Right. I know. Mine are my circles under my eyes, my life circles. Like for years, I tried to fix it and I'm like, you know what? This is who I am.
Yep. I earned these lines. I've earned, I need these little laugh things because I do a lot of laughing and smiling. I've had some good times. So I am being graceful with those things on myself. And I'm absolutely petrified of needles, so I'll never get Botox. So,
all right. So our affirmation today is,
I constantly remind myself to enjoy all the good I have in my life right now.
Right.
I'm going to say it one more time. I constantly remind myself to enjoy all the good I have in my life right now.
Yep.
Hard to do. Well, we're coming into some tougher months into our business. We're in the last quarter of the year, so things that were in your pipeline are now closing out and we're getting ready to start the new year. We've been in that mode, right? This is now. It's like do.
Oh yeah. I feel like I usually switch over the calendar right around September 1st. I'm like, all right, peace out. It's 2023.
It is, and it's also the time where we see agents really beat themselves up because they feel it's slower because what happens over the summers, they take time off, and which is great. Take time off.
We live in New England.
Right? So we take advantage of that time where we can actually be outside of the house, but now everybody's beating themselves up over lack of pipeline when actually we should be giving ourselves grace. We should be thanking ourselves for the time we do work and the things we do. But more important, it's a time to remember that there are so many things we can do to give back to our community right now so that we continue to build our business so that there are no huge peaks and drops.
Right. 100%. And, at the end of the day, when I was in real estate and active, I used to ask myself every day, if I were my boss, would I fire myself today? Right. And it goes along with this theme of, loving thyself and giving thyself gratitude and grace. I'm not the type of person that gives myself grace
or others.
Hey.
From you actually give others more grace than you give yourself. Right. And I think we talked about this a couple of shows ago where we are so quick to beat ourselves up
Yeah.
So fast. I'm always like, oh, Brooke, you would not talk to one of your children the way you talk to yourself or somebody you're coaching through something. Like, why are you so mean?
Yeah.
Why? No grace given.
Yeah. Someone shared with me, and every time I go to beat myself up, I remember it. Like, you don't do that to a baby that's learning how to walk and falling down.
No.
Right?
You wouldn't be like, stupid.
Yeah.
Why'd you do that? This is
Or,
easy.
yeah. When you teach your kid to move from training wheels to two wheels, right?
Dummy, you know.
Right? So why do we do it to ourselves?
I think it's just we love self-sabotage so that some of us think we need it for motivation for the next day. Dummy, do better next time. Well, it's like, well, if you keep telling yourself you're a dummy, guess what? Over time, you're going to believe it.
Yeah. It's what is your inside chatter telling yourself?
Yeah. Yeah. That drunk monkey. We had that bold saying that don't let the drunk monkey sit on your shoulder.
Yep.
Or invade your brain. And, don't put your drunk self on your shoulder either. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The things we say to ourselves and the way we beat ourselves up, and it takes a lot of practice to flip those things and hearing about it and talking about it. And we talked about it in that episode where instead of backing into a place like I normally do, I didn't because I was in a hurry, and two large tree trucks parked in, and I couldn't see to get out, and I sat there berating myself for a couple minutes, and then I was like, oh my god, why are you doing that? This is hilarious. And and you can slowly back out, this is no big deal. And by the time I was done beating myself up and then picking myself back up, the guys moved. So
well, and just a little side note, people don't want to hit you because A, they don't want to deal with the cops. B, they don't want to be late for whatever's going on in their life. And C, they don't want to damage the car that they
I know.
So even if you slowly backed out, you would have been all set.
I know, but you know what? For some reason, it felt better to sit there and self-sabotage for a few minutes, and that is ridiculous because I am one of the most positive. Yes, I know my nickname is Salty, so it's hilarious because I'm one of the most positive people on the planet and can usually find that negative and flip it to a positive. You know what, Brooke? Next time, back in, and this won't cause us anxiety because the other thing I don't have is anxiety normally. So I really messed myself up the other day because I was in a hurry.
Right. Well, and how do you, that's a whole nother subject. How do you not be in a hurry? Show up 10 minutes early, problem solved.
Yeah, and
said and done.
and it's funny, right? It is. And if you saw how organized my family is because of what I do at night and how I have the boys and Hope set up, we have lunches packed. We have outfits picked out. We have we plan. What do you think you want for breakfast? Could it change? Absolutely. We have lunches planned out. School lunch, home lunch. But do I do that for myself? Nope.
Yeah, because you're too busy taking care of other people.
I give myself no grace whatsoever for being late. And that's the one thing I'm anxious about. I am not late. And if I'm late, I'm really actually not late. I put a fake number in my head of where I need to be. And if I'm going to go past that, then I'm like, ah!
Well, and let's just talk about when that happens, it derails your entire day, right? Yeah. So giving yourself grace eliminates because here's the deal, you were 3 minutes late. Nobody realized that you were 3 minutes late, if you were even right?
I was 3 minutes late by my schedule, not somebody else's, or not where I was supposed to be. And that's what the silly thing is duh, Brooke, you're still earlier than everybody, and nobody's here in the parking lot to let you in anyway.
Yeah. So what are you telling yourself that the rest of the world isn't telling you? Right.
And instead, I need to sit there. And this is why these conversations with your tribe are so important, because through talking to you, I can be like, I am so grateful that I have 10 minutes in the car before the craziness of a day starts.
Yeah.
And that is not easy to get to all the time.
Nope. I know. So the coaching, it's really simple. Stop beating yourself up. Stop beating yourself up. stop beating yourself up. There's no reason for it, right? Like, and a whole nother topic, we worry about everything, and yet 87% of what we worry about doesn't even come to fruition, right? So
What ifs are awful.
aren't they?
Oh, and I think too, because I'm a how my brain works operationally and in technology, I'm built to find the problem and then back up to it. So I either create something so the problem doesn't happen, or I know how to train around it so you don't create the problem. So conditionally, I've been taught throughout my career is find the problems, solve the problems. So that really puts negative thinking forward. But like, what would you say to me? Well, Tiffany, I am trained to find the problems.
Right? And how many of those problems really come to fruition?
None, right? Because I'm ahead of them.
And is it easier to live in the problem day by day? Or is it easier to be prepared that a potential problem could come, you have the solution for it, and enjoy the day because it's not here yet?
Right. So my whole thing is you've done great work so that someone else will not have this problem. Move on. Right? The problem's done. We know how to handle it. And I think that's why things like objection handlers, we talk about them often, red flags for things, or even dialogues, and just hearing how other people handle situations are so important, and being in those role play situations, because I'd rather role play and mess up with you than someone I'm trying to transact with or have a relationship with, because something you may say in an emotional moment, whether high grade emotion or high anger, could really change a relationship.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't like it. I don't like high emotion when I'm dealing with things. So always grateful for how much we're poured into with objection handlers or some of those what if situations. But again, when we have to think so forward to walk backwards, and it seems like you know our roles are problem solving, but the people aren't trying to solve their problems first all the time. They just hit what they perceive as a wall instead of a speed bump and come running.
Right.
So also learning how to push back a little bit, and not in defiance or not to be rude, but to help people realize where they can find answers, has also been freeing for me, because I'm not putting out fires all day. People are fighting their own fires.
Well, and when we're supposed to be in our time block taking care of business and the phone rings or somebody knocks on our door with got a minute, like I used to have on my door, what's the problem? What are the 3 solutions you came up with? And of those 3 solutions, which one is the best, right? Like, so I support people in figuring out how do you problem solve on your own so that you don't have to bring your problem into my world. Because to your point earlier, we carry everyone else's problems and solving of their crises and how to build their world the way it should be. And are we really taking care of ours? And are we doing them any good by solving their problems for them?
No, and it's, and I hate that proverb, like, teach a man to fish or do it for him, the whole thing that I'll royally screw up. But it's so true. I've had such great mentors in my life that have let me make some great mistakes when it came to creating technology or systems and solutions, or even in my trainings, that I don't shy away from problems where other people have not had the ability to be in that world, and they don't want to solve the problems, or they don't even know how. So I love what we do so much, because KW, the answers are there. It's like drinking from a fire hose here. There is an answer everywhere you go. And it's the panic in which, oh my God, everything's on fire, because we have not given ourselves grace or gratitude. And, we're giving other people gratitude, right? We're writing thank you notes. We're thanking them on Facebook or social media platforms. So here's my tech coaching action for you guys, which is for the next few days by 8 o'clock at night, text yourself something, 3 things at least that went great today or that you're grateful for.
Right.
So it could be as simple as this. I am grateful that I got my 3 hours of lead gen done. Don't add, but I didn't talk to anyone really or get an appointment, right? I am grateful that my husband dropped off coffee, and I'm grateful I'm going to be able to sit down with my family tonight and have dinner together, because that doesn't always happen. So 3, I'm grateful I sat down for dinner. I'm grateful I had a great day at work and solved problems. And I'm grateful for my iced coffee from my husband. And I love texting myself like to-dos, things. So every now and then when you're scrolling through your lists or your groceries of the things you have to get done and you see those, oh, it's going to make your heart swell. It's going to melt that heart of yours.
Absolutely. And the only thing I would add to that is don't say the same thing day after day after day. Like, try to find new.
Right.
We have great things in our lives that happen every day, and that exercise will really support you in discovering why you are as amazing as you are and what you have really supported the world on.
And it could be so small. And if you're struggling to find the gratitude, one of our favorite books we talked about is the 90-Day Gratitude Journal. We're going to put that in the show notes. But text yourself, put a little calendar reminder for the next few days, and then stagger it a couple days a week.
Mm-hmm.
Text yourself 3 gratitude pieces about yourself, right? Something great that you did for you. Yeah. So that way you can see them. And that way it becomes a little easier to give yourself some grace every day.
The only thing I would add to that is having a great tomorrow starts by having a great end of the day today.
Yeah, it really does. It really does. And take care of yourself.
Yep. Because the world beats itself up enough. You don't need to do any more beating of yourself up.
It really does.
Yeah,
it really does. All right, friends. So give yourself grace. Thank yourself every day, but start with a couple days a week with a time block, and we will see you on the morrow.
Bye.
All right, bye, Tiff. Have a good day.
Bye.